Holding a grudge is one of the stranger things we do. We think of it as something we're keeping, like we're holding on to something that matters. But it's the other way around. The grudge holds you, gets to decide what you think about at 2 a.m., what you feel when their name comes up. Forgiving someone isn't letting them off the hook, it's letting yourself off it. Regret is just imagination, pointed backwards. The same mind that could be dreaming spends its hours rerunning a scene it can never reshoot. We think if we replay it enough, we'll find the version where we got it right. But that version was never available. The past doesn't need you to keep auditing it. It needs you to let it close. You're still waiting for an apology. The one you're owed. The one that would finally make it fair. But here's the thing. They don't even know they owe it. They've moved on. They're not coming back to settle up, and every day you wait, you're the only one still paying interest on it. You can hold the debt forever, or you can forgive it. Not for them, for you, so you can finally put the ledger down. Somewhere along the way, you built a wall. Good reasons, real ones. Something got in once, and it hurt. So you made sure nothing could reach you like that again. And it worked. But the wall that keeps the hurt out is the same wall keeping the warmth from getting in. The armor kept you safe, it also kept you alone. At some point, safe stopped being the same as living. You've replayed that conversation 40 times, picked apart every word, rehearsed what you should have said. And the other person? They thought about it once. Maybe. You're the only one still standing in that room, and the strange part, the door has been open the whole time. You can leave whenever you decide to. You could have the last word. You've earned it. You've got the perfect line loaded, the one that ends it. But here's what nobody tells you. The last word and piece almost never fit through the same door. You can be right, or you can be free of it. Winning the argument and losing the whole evening to it, that was never a trade worth making. Let them have the last word. You keep the peace. Some of your fears aren't even yours. You inherited them, handed down like furniture. This is how we worry. This is what we don't reach for. But you can set down what you were only given to hold. Not everything passed to you is yours to carry. You're allowed to be where the pattern ends. You're bracing for the wave that hasn't come, rehearsing the loss, pre-living the worst of it, so it can't catch you off guard. But the future you keep drowning in hasn't happened, and the bracing is the only water in the room. Fear pulls like an undertow. Not toward what's real, just away from the shore you were already standing on. The tighter you hold it, the less of it you actually have. Control is the great illusion. We squeeze the people, the plans, the outcomes, certain that if we just grip hard enough, nothing can slip away. But a closed fist can't hold water. And it was never going to hold a life either. Some things only stay once you finally open your hand. You're the steady one, the one everyone calls. You hold it together so well that no one ever thinks to ask if you're okay. You've gotten so good at carrying that people forgot you have arms that get tired too. So here's the question. Who do you get to fall apart in front of? Being strong for everyone is its own kind of loneliness. You're allowed to set it down. You're allowed to be carried too. Somewhere out there you started loading the hold, their moods, their timing, the version of the day you thought you were supposed to guarantee. None of it was ever your cargo. You can set it down on the dock and the ship will not sink. It'll ride higher than it has in years. Somewhere along the way we decided that rest had to be earned, that you could only stop once everything was finished. But everything is never finished. So we keep going. And we wonder why we're tired. Rest isn't a reward. It's part of the work. Change is the one thing everyone says they want and almost nobody enjoys. We want better. We just don't want different. But better and different are the same thing. That's the part nobody puts in the brochure. You tell yourself you just need to think it through one more time. Then you'll feel ready. But the mind doesn't spiral toward answers. It spirals toward more spiral. Worry dressed up as preparation, fear, wearing the costume of care. The loop was never going to close because you solved it. It closes the moment you step out of it. You don't think your way to calm. You move, and calm follows you home. You're not sad about right now. You're grieving the map you drew at 20, the life you were so sure of. You can love where you are and still miss where you thought you'd be. Both are allowed. Some sadness isn't about the present. It's grief for the future you'd planned. You can hold both the life you have and the one you imagined. You've been paddling for hours against a thing that was always going to turn. That's the part no one tells you about the tide. It comes back on its own. It doesn't need your arms. Some things you are not losing. You're just early and wearing yourself out on the wait.
There's a door most of us know about. We walk past it every day. Sometimes we stop and stare at it. We think about what might be on the other side. We just never open it. Not because we can't, because opening it would mean we have no excuse anymore. So,
You keep waiting to feel ready, for the fear to lift, for some cleaner version of you to show up and finally begin. But readiness was never the thing that comes first. It's what you earn on the way. You don't wait to become the person. You become them by starting before you're sure. "I'm fine" became the most exhausting thing you say. You got so good at it that people stopped checking. That's the trap with the mask. Wear it long enough and it stops being something you hold up. It becomes the face they expect, until even you forget there was something underneath. The brave part was never the mask. It's letting one person watch you set it down. You got so good at "I'm fine" that nobody thinks to ask anymore. The mask worked. That's the loneliest part. You don't have to earn the right to not be okay. If you perform fine well enough, people stop checking. You were never required to earn the right to struggle. Worrying feels like doing something. Like if we just turn it over enough times, we'll be ready when it comes. But worry was never preparation. It's a tax you pay on a debt that usually never comes due. And the strange part, You end up suffering the thing twice, once in your head, and only maybe in your life.